The spirits are high here in Ann Arbor. Just less than a week ago, the Wolverines topped off their perfect season, bringing a national title back to Michigan. Now today is all about celebrating. It started off with a celebration parade all the way down State Street, leading right here to Chrysler Center in front of a sold-out crowd for the national championship celebration. Welcome in, everybody. Brooke Fletcher here alongside former Michigan Wolverine quarterback in Devin Gardner. Devin, I mean, the weather did not intimidate these fans. Like I said, a sold-out crowd. The energy is high here. What does this moment mean to this fan base?
I mean, it means everything. You can feel, you can hear, you can observe that it means everything, not only to these fans, but to every team that came before Team 144. Brooke, I'm just telling you, I'm in a bunch of former player group chats, and the pride that flows through is amazing. This is going to be a glorious night for Michigan football.
I mean, we have an exciting night full of tons of guest speakers here. Obviously, the stars of the team, including J.J. McCarthy. Jim Harbaugh is here in the building, along with other guest speakers. Who are you looking forward to seeing most?
I'm looking forward to hearing all these guys, but especially Blake Corum. Blake Corum made a promise. He came back in good faith, and he said he had unfinished business. I want to hear one more word from the legend that is Blake Corum.
All right, well, we got a lot coming your way. Now it's time for all of us to sit back, and you guys at home enjoy the festivities.
Is the University of Michigan.
What a football game we're going to have here this afternoon.
To an Arbor looking live at a sold-out 103,000 Michigan Stadium in Ann Arbor.
The football game from Ann Arbor.
Nation will rock with the praises of amazing blue Michigan.
Where we respect integrity and honor excellence.
Jubilation and cheering long into the night.
Values, hard work, determination, and an enthusiasm unknown to mankind.
The Wolverines are back-to-back Big Ten champions.
We are the best university in the world. Students and athletes and professors achieving at the highest level.
You better believe it.
This is our legacy.
Go blue.
And our future. We are proud members of the Big Ten Conference in pursuit of national championship. We have won more games than any team in the country. No one has won more. We believe in football. Championship football. Challenge or opponent. We bow to no man. We bow to no program. We are Michigan.
Good evening. Welcome to the Chrysler Center and tonight's National Championship celebration for the 2023 Michigan football team. Most of you know me. I'm John Jansen. We're here tonight to celebrate the success of this year's team, and we're going to hear from some of the leaders on this team, as well as our head coach, Jim Harbaugh. This 2023 football team has achieved something that only 12 teams in the great 144 years of this football program, and that's a national championship. This team has certainly raised the bar. They've set a school record, 15 wins. They went 15-0, becoming only the 4th team. The 4th team in college football history to go 15-0. And as all of you know, there's only one program with 1,000 wins, and that's Michigan football. A lot of guys have come before, a lot of guys will come after, but this team ended up at 1,004, and here's how they did it. They had the nation's leading scorer, a top 15 defense and offense in scoring, the #1 defense in college football. One of the pillars that this program has been built on is discipline. I'm going to give you 2 right here that exude discipline. The #1 in fewest penalties and #1 in turnover margin. And that has led us to our 3rd consecutive undisputed Big Ten championships, and that's the first time in school history. And at this time, we're going to welcome in our team. I'm going to hand the mic over to Anthony Bellino. He's going to introduce the student athletes and the coaching staff.
We'd like to begin by introducing the hardworking staff of Schembechler Hall, beginning with athletic medicine, administration, football video, communications and creative, equipment,
All right, we are off to a
facilities.
great start here, Dev. That was John Jansen getting the party started there, former Michigan Wolverine. And now we are getting ready to see some of the stars of the show. Coaches coming out and the coaching staff getting ready for the players.
Yeah, absolutely. This coaching staff is second to none in all the country. I think they did an outstanding job on both sides of the ball, making sure that their team was much more prepared than the teams that they faced throughout the season.
Now they were dominant throughout the entire season on both sides of the ball here. There's Ron Bellamy, what he did for this offense, but let's talk the defense.
Yeah.
And just, they were the stars of the show, specifically in that championship game. What does Jesse Minter and Steve Clingsdale mean to this organization?
Yeah, I mean, Jesse Minter is the catalyst for the #1 defense in the country. I mean, one of the best defenses I've seen with my own eyes in the history of college football. And Steve Clingsdale has done a great job, not only in recruiting, but he's the defensive back coach, and he makes sure that the passing game coordinating goes well for the defense. I think that he was very instrumental, and you can see him on the screen there, and making sure this pass defense was as dominant as it was all year, and they needed the biggest and best performance that they had all season against one of the best pass offenses they've seen, and they got it.
Jerome Moore getting introduced here. You just hear a roar from the crowd here. He stepped up in a huge way, obviously means so much to this team. But specifically for this offense, the way he was able to take over as the head coach for a few of those games, just, you know, Sharon, you have a great relationship with him. What does he mean?
I mean, he's so important. You want to know why, Brooke? The hardest thing to do is coach offensive line. That's the hardest position to coach. And then you couple that with being a coordinator. And then you're thrust the duties of head coach are being thrust upon you. He had a rough job, and there's the man, Jim Harbaugh, the man that everybody wanted to see, the man who got this team ready. He's getting a standing ovation from the crowd.
Who's got it better than us? Nobody. That's what Jim Harbaugh loves to say here in front of the home crowd, getting a standing O in front of the Michigan fans.
Now time to meet the guys who put in the work, made the plays, and won the games. Introducing your 2023 Michigan Football National Championship team. First up, our freshmen, beginning with our specialist, kicker Adam Samaha. And kicker punters, Stone Anderson. And Cordell Jones McNally. Defensive backs, Cameron Calhoun. Micah Davis.
What's that? I was just checking the lighting.
Jair Hill.
I'll move all this stuff out of your way when you come up. So they'll put a light on.
Brandon Hillman.
Yeah, I'll make sure.
And DJ Walker. Our defensive lineman, Brooks Barr. Cameron Brandt. And Trey Pierce. Edge rushers.
And we had the opportunity to talk to, the coaches throughout the season, and Minter, one thing that he brought up was Ben Herbert and just the influence that he has had on this coaching staff and these players here.
You can tell when you watch Michigan football how different they are physically, right? Bigger, stronger, faster, mentally and physically tough. Any coach you talk to on the staff, they're going to give a lot of credit to Ben Herbert and what he's been able to do in the offseason. You got to know, strength coaches spend much more time with all these players than the coaches actually do. He has been instrumental to what Michigan has been able to do these last 3 seasons, and he deserves a ton of the credit.
And John Wiedenbaum.
That's the many, man. Oh, man. That's the many. Nice job. Congratulations.
Offensive lineman, Nathan Foamy. Amir Herring. Evan Link. And Cole Morgan. Tight ends, Jalen Hoffman. Zach Marshall. And Deacon Tonelli. Running backs, Cole Cabana. Benjamin Hall.
So I just went over there.
Custom.
Jim wanted to make sure that there's going to be enough light when he talks.
Wide receivers, Kendrick Bell.
There's Sharon Moore, offensive coordinator, offensive line coach, 4-0 record as acting head coach this season. You were just talking about just the impact that he's had on this team. And what does his future look like here in Ann Arbor?
I'm not sure, right? Because everybody's going to be beating down his door to get them as their head coach. You spoke about his record as a head coach, acting head coach at the University of Michigan. Obviously, in the beginning, fluff games. But at the end, that last stretch before the postseason, he was so instrumental in the courage, right, to run the ball 32 straight times. 32 straight times against the nation's best rush defense. He has made himself given himself a lot of opportunities as a head coach.
You're in the middle of
Bryce Wilcox.
Oh, okay.
Defensive lineman Mason Graham. Kenneth Grant.
Wake up every day.
And Alessandro Lorenzetti.
We're now introducing some of the defensive players here. Deb, who stood out to you on the defensive side of the ball this season?
The first 2 guys they introduced, Mason Graham and Grant, those 2 guys in the middle of that defense they can't be replaced. I mean, I can't even talk about their value, and they're true sophomores, bro. You know what that means? They've only been in college for 2 years. They look like men amongst boys all night against Alabama and then again against Washington. The future is very bright on that defensive line.
Jesse Minter doing a great job there with that group. Deb, you were giving him some love earlier.
Brooke, you got to realize, the play for Alabama at the end of the game, the last play, maybe it works, maybe it's not, whatever, maybe it's a good call. We don't want to talk about that. We got to talk about what Mason Graham did all game to make sure that center was uncomfortable, and he gave another bad snap and just ruined the entire play. His impact, and that's why he was defensive player of the game.
We also got to give some love to the secondary, though. Michael
100%.
Will Johnson.
Yeah.
I mean, going into that Washington game, Michael Penix Jr., we knew that they really relied heavily on that passing game, but they held their own, shutting them down.
100%. I mean, everybody talked about how they wouldn't be able to stack up against that daunted Washington passing game, and they stood tall and strong, and they showed the entire country why they were the best defense all year.
Now we're getting to the quarterbacks here.
That's got to be
Defensive back Jesse Madden. Jaden McBurrows. And Rod Moore. Defensive lineman Rayshawn Benny. Hunt Eluna.
Rayshawn Benny was so big for this defensive line and the depth. Obviously, he got injured in the Alabama game, and he will be back next season. But he was so important to having depth and being able to rotate guys in and out. He's a hometown guy, played at Oak Park High School with the legendary coach, Greg Carter.
Linebackers, Trevor Andrews. Christian Woman. Junior Colson. Jaden Hood. And Joel Metzger. Our offensive lineman, Raheem Anderson. Tristan Bounds. Greg Crippen. Giovanni Elhadi. And Dominic Jadis. Tight ends Max Bredesen and Noah House. Running backs Henry Donahue, Javier Dunlap, and the Don Donovan Edwards. Wide receivers Christian Dixon.
Brooke, you can hear this crowd erupt and how much he means to Michigan. He came in that class with J.J. McCarthy, and he made some promises himself. And everybody talked about his production throughout the year and how it wasn't up to par. But in the biggest games, in the biggest moments, he showed up big. I'm just telling you, Brooke, big-time players make big-time plays in big-time moments, and he showed that he is that big-time player.
What does his future look like here in Ann Arbor, Deb?
You have to decide, is he going to come back, right? Because before the season, he was adamant about this would be his last year. Obviously did not have the production that he wanted all throughout the season. But when you perform the way you did at that highest level and the biggest stage, you just don't know, right? So he's going to have conversations with his family, conversations with himself. But he could be the stallion next year with Blake Corum moving on to the NFL.
Offensive lineman Miles Hinton. Jeffrey Percy. And Noah Stewart. Tight ends A.J. Barner. Josh Beaton.
Brooke, how important was that transfer? A.J. Barner,
huge.
right? Coming from Indiana, he was so instrumental in that blocking game, and he became a really good pass catcher. I think he really helped himself for the next level.
I had an opportunity to talk to A.J. earlier this season, and he's talked about how underestimated he felt this tight end group was. He goes, listen, we're the best tight end group in the entire country. Giving some love there to that whole group, and so A.J. felt like he really wanted to come to Indiana because of how they utilize these, come to Michigan, from Indiana, how they utilize their tight ends in the blocking and the passing game, and so he is just happy to be a Michigan Wolverine.
Yeah, I bet you he is, because he just made himself a draftable player. Before coming to Michigan, I don't think that he was a draftable tight end, but now you're going to get a lot of executives really checking to see who is A.J. Barner, what is he all about. He put his tape on the film. Hopefully he can perform well in the combine drills.
Keyshawn Harris. Quentin Johnson.
Coach, you want one?
Joshua Luther.
I'll leave another one up here if you want it.
Hayden Colasar. And Josh Wallace. Defensive lineman Cam Good. Offensive lineman Carson Barnhart. Ladarius Henderson. Trente Jones. And Drake Nugent. Running backs Danny Hughes.
When you look at these offensive linemen, Brooke, they're so well manicured. You would think because they're so nasty that they wouldn't have great haircuts. But look at these haircuts. Got the beards all shaped up. I mean, it looks good. They look like national champions, Brooke.
If you look good, you play good, Dev, you know.
Yes, indeed.
And Zach Peterson. And quarterback Chad Tuttle. The quarterback of your Wolverines, number 9, J.J. McCarthy.
No surprise here. The fan favorite, J.J. McCarthy, passing out some swag. Just really enjoying this celebration, Dev.
The running back number 2, Blake the Great Cobb.
I don't know, was that louder? Was that the loudest applause we got?
We need the little meter to see, you know?
We do.
Trevor Keenan. It's Mikey. He likes it. Mike Sanderson.
I don't know,
This
Brooke.
is the year Mikey had.
I think that might have been the loudest.
He's got the buffs on.
Yes, he does.
He might rock those better than you, Dev. I'm sorry.
I agree. He had so many turnovers. I think he gets to keep them.
You were close second, though.
Please welcome back up to the stage our MC, John Jansen.
Mike. All right, let's hear it one more time for Michigan football 2023 national champs.
We're just getting started here at Chrysler Center for the National Championship celebration. More coming up next. Stick
Just
around.
a little bit. We're going to hear from more.
Because of you all, not only coming to games in Ann Arbor and on the road, but to Indianapolis, to Pasadena, to Houston, and down to here. Thank you for the support of this team. And we needed you, and these young men heard you as you cheered us on. Pasadena, quite frankly, was like Michigan Stadium for a minute. You all made that like it was Ann Arbor, and we loved it. We watched us on TV more than any other team. We had the three highest rated cable college football games in the country because of you all. Now I congratulate Coach Jim Harbaugh, the incredible staff of assistants, our support staff that he's developed, and they developed these young men, our student athletes, especially them, on this incredible accomplishment. To our student athletes, you made the bet. You made the bet. Winning were paid off on Monday in the national championship game. Congratulations. They told me an unbelievable statistic the other day. This is the first national champion in over 20 years to lead every single game at halftime. Dominant performance. Some teams even tried to use nefarious ways to get at us. Didn't pay off. We didn't take the bait. But this team had resolve, perseverance, leadership, of these amazing and talented young men. It was just so great to watch them and our coaches achieve the great success. And as I said before, congratulations to our fans. But I want to take a minute to congratulate our parents of these student athletes. If you're a parent of a student athlete, please stand up and be recognized. Hold on a second. I want all y'all to stand up and cheer for your parents. Stand up. Give them a round of applause. They put up with y'all. There you go. Talk about Jim for a second. Like all of you back in December of 2014, I was thrilled. The AD at UConn at the time, but I was so happy that Jim was coming back because I believed in him and what we're here today to celebrate, that he would bring us multiple Big Ten championships and a national championship. It was exciting then, it's exciting now that he is our leader. And I'll say to you specifically, congratulations, Jim. We all love you. Thank you. Lastly, I want to recognize the Champion Circle and their incredible support of this event tonight and of our student athletes. I want to thank you. They're sitting over here, many of them. We are blessed to have several collectives, but the Champion Circle steps up and needs a special shout out tonight. So thank you, members of the Champion Circle board. Stand up, be recognized. Thank you all. So once again, thanks to everybody for your continued support, and to the great U of M graduate, James Earl Jones, who used the quote of another great Michigan man, Jack Arbor. You are loyal Wolverines with a determination and an enthusiasm unknown to mankind. You are what makes the U of M the best university in the world. Go Blue!
All right, we got some business to take care of. We're going to hear from Coach in just a few minutes. We're going to hear from all these guys in just a few minutes. But right now, we have to officially present the trophies. Our first presenter is from the National Football Foundation and the College Football Hall of Fame. Please welcome Jason Hanold.
Wow, what a great night to be a Wolverine, right? So I'm absolutely humbled to stand before what represents perfection and absolute excellence. Well done, guys. First, a historical perspective. General Douglas MacArthur was a five-star general and supreme Allied commander, but he was also the founder and early chairman of the National Football League. He believed deeply in the power of football in shaping great leaders. And he's one of the most quoted men in history, and one of those quotes stand out from the rest. He said, "There is no substitute for victory." Those very words were etched on the side of this trophy that's in front of me 65 years ago, when the National Football Foundation partnered with Tiffany and Company to create this MacArthur Bowl Championship Trophy. This represents the pinnacle of team achievement. in college football and in sports, and it's been awarded to every national champion since 1959, and those teams are immortalized with their names engraved upon the stadium walls. As the keepers of history, heritage, and the legacy of the sport of football, we are exceptionally pleased to continue this tradition by adding the 2023 Michigan Wolverines to the sides of this historic trophy. Over this trophy's 65-year history, only 24 different schools have claimed the trophy once. Michigan. You are now only one of 15 institutions to have their name engraved on the trophy multiple times, joining the 1997 champions led by Coach Lloyd Carr. Congratulations. So, on behalf of the National Football Foundation, the College Football Hall of Fame's Board of Directors, our Chairman Archie Manning, CEO Steve Hatchell, and the 1,304 College Football Hall of Fame inductees, including 39 Wolverine players and coaches. It's my absolute honor to present the MacArthur Bowl Championship Trophy to Coach Jim Harbaugh, his staff, the University of Michigan, and the 2023 National Champion Michigan Wolverines. Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you, Jason. Now please welcome, from the American Football Coaches Association, Bill Norris.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. I love you too. Hey, I just want to thank you, Ward Manuel, Coach Harbaugh, all the assistant coaches, the team, the fans. We're really honored to be here tonight on behalf of the American Football Coaches Association and the 12,000 members across high school, college, and pro. So thank you for having us out. It's a really, really great privilege to be here. So just so everyone knows, this is the American Football Coaches Association Coaches Trophy presented by USLBM. It's presented to the #1 team and national champion at the USLBM Coaches Bowl at the end of the season. The trophy's valued at $30,000, Waterford Crystal. It takes 3 months to make. There's only one each year, and this will now be the permanent home at the University of Michigan. So I think if we want to just kind of get to it, on behalf of our presenting sponsor, USLBM, and the AFCA, Coach Harbaugh, I think it's time to get some crystal. So.
We'll let you guys play with that one for a little while. In addition to the MacArthur Bowl and the AFCA Coaches Trophy, which their guys are playing with right now, the Michigan football team was also awarded the Associated Press National Championship Trophy.
The crown trophy's back here, don't worry.
What's that?
The crown trophy.
Oh. We got one guy throwing them, and the other guy with one of the greatest interceptions in Michigan football history. We also were awarded the College Football Playoff National Championship Game Trophy. Now we got an opportunity to listen and hear from these guys behind me. There's no better place to start than our quarterback. Let's hear it for the Rose Bowl game Offensive Player of the Game, quarterback number 9, J.J. McCarthy.
Thank you. You know, I just want to take us back to November 15th. The year was 2020. And I kind of asked you guys via Twitter, take a few deep breaths. Trust that every single man, woman in Schembechler Hall is doing whatever they can to be great and to bring Michigan back to the leaders and the best. And I cannot thank you enough for putting your unwavering faith into us to be just that, which we are today, the leaders and the best. Now, I know a lot of us got, some big-time life decisions to make, but I just want to let you guys know that no matter what decision comes of this, Michigan will forever be in my heart and will always be in my heart, and I will be proud to be known as a Michigan man. And I love you all. Go Blue!
Thanks, JJ. Now we get a chance to hear from a defensive player, the winningest football player in the history of the University of Michigan football program. 144 years, 1,004 wins. And number 23, Mike Barrett, has been on the field for 61 of them.
I don't know if any of y'all like me, man, where like these last couple of days, I just had them moments where it's like, whoa, man, we did that shit. Hey, man, they tried to write us out, man. They tried to count us out. Too bad they can't count, man. Come on. Hey, let me get a Go Blue. Sir, man, hey, you know what I mean? With everything that's been going on these last few months, man, these guys right here, man, these men that we've been working with, all we could do, man, with the support of all you guys, man, all we did was sit there and grind, man. We didn't have to do all the talking. We're not in the talking business. We're in the ass-kicking business. And, yes, sir. And business is booming. Let's go.
Thanks, Mike. Now on to a two-time All-Big Ten selection, a three-year starter. And I had to go back and check this stat. But he's played in 2,256 snaps at Michigan and only 2 penalties. You want to talk about discipline? One of my favorites, I love him for his number, left guard, number 77, Trevor Keegan.
Can everybody hear me? All right, I just want to start off. I failed all my speech classes I've ever taken, so we'll see how this goes. Man, we came back on a mission, just locked in for a whole year. To you fans, thank you. Our coaching staff, everybody, that has any correlation with Michigan, thank you. You guys came up big when we needed you. Ohio State game when Zach went down, you guys lifted us up. And especially in the Rose Bowl when they started playing that Dixieland Delight bullshit. All right. So I got this little thing. This season, we came here to chew bubble gum and kick ass. And we were all out of bubble gum.
Our next player. I love you. When head-to-head with Trevor on a daily basis, he is the poster child for the Harbaugh family saying, attack each day with an enthusiasm unknown to mankind. He is a 2023 All-American, All-Big Ten defensive tackle number 94, Chris Jenkins.
How y'all doing tonight? That's what I like to hear. Now, I'm going to try not to swear in front of y'all because I know my mama's somewhere in the audience, I ain't trying to embarrass her right now, but, man, it has been nothing but an honor and a privilege to be a part of this Michigan family. Everybody said Michigan was special. But you don't know until you come into the city of Ann Arbor just how big college football is, just how big Michigan football is. And it means a lot to me that I was able to be a captain of such an amazing team with amazing coaches, buying in, amazing players, putting their bodies on the line every single day. Every single day. Regardless of how we feeling, regardless of what we thinking, we knew we had that mindset instilled in us from the coaches to the players to the staff to our beautiful fan base that we will not be denied. And it has been amazing to be a part of this historic Michigan team and watching us grow from the winter training cycle to now, being officially national champions. So the last thing I'm gonna say is, when the whole world doubted us, what did we say? Bet! Let's get it!
One of the top offensive linemen in the country. This guy's an All-American on the field. He's an All-American in the classroom, a National Football Foundation scholar athlete. Right guard, number 65, Zach Zinter.
Man,
so thankful for every one of you, every one of these teammates. These last 4 years, they've been legendary. I mean, nothing but legendary. We came from the bottoms of 2020 to national champions. Man, I got a lot of people to thank. I want to thank my family, my coaches, my teammates, but I especially want to thank you guys, the Michigan fans, the best in the nation, no doubt. Man, when I went down in that Ohio State game, I was laying there on the turf. I don't know what was happening, lowest point in my career. But I just want to let each and every one of you know, whether you're in the big house, at home, I felt and heard each and every one of you. And that, I'll be eternally grateful for each and every one of you. You gave me life on that field. You gave this team life on that field. You gave me hope and faith. And you all know what Blake did on the next play. Go Blue.
We always hear the name of Michigan man. The next guy to come up and talk defines is exactly what that means. Made a move from offense to defense. Didn't ask. Didn't ask what's in it for me. But what was in it for him is All-American, All-Big Ten, national champ, some of the most iconic plays in Michigan football history, in the horseshoe, in the big house. Defensive back, number 0, Mikey Sandmerstill.
I'm gonna kick this thing off like I did the other night when we got back, so y'all just follow along. Go! 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 Man, look, I have the opportunity to come back and play for the best head coach in the country. To be a part of the best team in the country. There's nothing from these past 5 years that I will give back and trade for anything. The memories that we're able to create here with these guys, it means everything to me. It's something I'm gonna cherish for the rest of my entire life. You boys know how I feel about y'all. I love y'all from the core, from the bottom of my heart. To the fans, listen, we put you guys through some stuff now these past 5 years. We put you guys through some stuff. But at no point in time did y'all turn y'all head and say, you know what, we're giving up on those guys. Y'all stuck with us. Y'all were just as much a part of this as the guys that were on the field putting the work in. Y'all supported, y'all stayed with us. So give yourselves a hand. And as far as this season goes, when they doubted, when they disrespected, when they called us names, they said we were cheaters, they said we didn't deserve what we have, none of that mattered to us. We stayed focused, kept our heads on straight, and week to week, we just gave spankings out. To our parents, thank you guys so much for all the love and support you give us. We're your all babies, and I hope you're proud of the things that we've been able to accomplish. To the rest of our coaches, the rest of our staff, I love and appreciate each and every single one of you guys. Without you guys, none of this stuff in the building would be possible. Y'all support us, y'all push us each and every single day to be great. From Coach Harbaugh to Phil to Abigail and Coach Herb and the A-team, y'all just want us to be great, so thank you. And to Team 144, boys, we did it, man. We national champs. Let's get it. Go Blue!
Now we got one more captain. He's a phenomenal player on the field and an amazing individual off the field. He set the Michigan season and career rushing touchdown mark. He finished his career 7th all-time in rushing yardage. He was the national championship game offensive player of the year of the game. Running back, number 2, Blake Corum.
Go Blue! That was last year, I believe it was February 9th. Actually, right here. Right here, I came to a basketball game, and I promised y'all, along with my other teammates, but I promised y'all we would win a national championship. And a whole year later, on Monday, January 8th, 2024, what did we do? We won a national championship. Listen, something I go by, but before I even start that, Team 144, I love y'all. From Coach Arbor to War to the guys, to everyone, I love y'all. But this is a team, and team means together, everyone accomplishes more. So the way I look at a team is, it's not who's inside Schembechler Hall. It's not who's doing beat Ohio drills. It's not who's doing beat Alabama drills. It's not who's doing beat Washington drills. But it's everyone. This is a team, and we appreciate y'all. These last 4 years here have been nothing I could ever dreamed of. And it's because of the guys who we surrounded ourselves with. It's because of you guys, and I can't thank y'all enough. I love y'all so much. It didn't matter if we were playing a home game. It didn't matter if we were playing a away game. You guys were always there in the big house, packing it out, 110,000 plus. We took up half of other people's stadiums. Man, I can't thank y'all enough, man. It's been a great ride. We call him the X Factor on our team. That man right there, Coach Herb. I salute you, I praise you. So I'm gonna do something in honor of him. And this is for everyone. I said this is a team, and as a team, we always roll deep. It don't matter where we go. It doesn't matter if it's away stadium, if it's in Happy Valley, if it's in Pasadena, if it was in Houston, we was rolling deep. So when I say roll, y'all say deep. Roll, 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 roll. I love you.
All right, I want to say thanks to the captains, JJ, all the leaders of this football team. Now it's time to hear from the leader of the winningest program in college football history. Three-time defending Big Ten champs, a national champion, and a coach that we hope is here for a long, long time. Your head coach, Jim Harbaugh.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. This entire day has been incredible. The parade and this event, incredible. I want to talk to the stalwarts of Team 144, players, coaches, and staff. A bunch of great guys. Greatest football players and people in Michigan football history. Great guys who work together and win together on the field. Champions in the community, in the classroom, and on the gridiron. Nothing fancy, just good old-fashioned hard work and teamwork. You are real football players. No greater compliment can be given. Football is as real as it gets because it is so challenging physically. The fiercely competitive nature of the game, it is physically combative and violent. It is a game played in the elements with risk of bodily harm. Football is as real as it gets because it is so challenging mentally, because it constantly tests individuals. Who will take the easy way out? Who will fold under pressure of training, practice, or games? Who will not allow the team to be divided? Who has the fortitude to be accountable? Who will make excuses? Who can persevere when being maligned? Intense public and organizational scrutiny, it will come. Who will not flinch? And it is the ultimate team sport. Who will fight and be loyal to the mission? You did. And you passed with flying colors. Fielding HO said, "No man can be a football player who does not love the game. Half-heartedness or lack of earnestness will eliminate any man from a football team. The love of the game must be genuine. It is not a devotion to a fad that makes men play football. It is because they enjoy their struggle. Through it all, you men walked tall, strong, and innocent. You love the Lord, are disciplined, and family-driven. You did right. And when you stumbled, you made it right. The 2023 Michigan Wolverines, your love for the game is genuine. The proof is in the pudding. You defied gravity. You loved to work. You had to be pulled back rather than talked into, and had fun doing it. You paid the price with perseverance, accountability, integrity, discipline. Refused to be divided, rather chose to be galvanized. Mighty men who chose to be unselfish and play together as a team. You attacked each day with an enthusiasm unknown to mankind. You bowed to no man, you bowed to no program. You had focus. That's finding our calling using Scripture. Well done, good and faithful stalwart. Bo Schembechler said, the team, the team, the team. Team 144, you are the team. Victors valiant, team superior. You had each other's back. treated others as you wanted to be treated, and cared about other people's problems, not just your own. You are Michigan football legends, beloved sons of Michigan, mighty men, and now known simply as national champions. No one has it better. The St. Crispian's Day speech in Shakespeare's play, Henry V, is flooded with wisdom, insight, and the essence of being on a team. We notice the similarities in football. The mission, the football battles we fight in, and the brotherhood of our 2023 Michigan Wolverine football team. The following excerpt of the speech speaks truly, loudly, and for itself. He that shall outlive this day and come safe home will stand a tiptoe when this day is named, and rouse him at the name of Crispian. He that shall outlive this day and see old age will yearly on the vigil feast his neighbors and say, tomorrow is St. Crispian. Then shall he strip his sleeves and show his scars, and say, these wounds I had on Crispian's day. Old men forget, yet all shall be forgot. But he'll remember with advantages what feats he did that day. Then shall our names, familiar in his mouth as household words. J.J. McCarthy, the MVP. Coram and Sanderstill. Keegan and Zinter. Jenkins and Barrett. In their flowing cups, freshly remembered. In this story, the good man shall teach his son, and Crispian shall ne'er go by from this day to the ending of the world. But we in it will be remembered. We few, we happy few, we band of brothers. For he today who sheds his blood with me shall be my brother. And be he near so vile, this day shall gentle his condition. And gentlemen of England now abed will think themselves accursed they were not here, and hold their manhoods cheap, whilst any speaks who fought with us upon St. Crispian's Day. Team 144, we salute you, a band of brothers. Thank you.
That's a hell of a way to celebrate a national championship. I want to say thank you to all those that show up in the big house every Saturday, that travel to see us every Saturday, to Pasadena, to Houston, to the parade, to here tonight. This national championship is for everyone, and we want to thank you for showing up tonight. We want to thank the athletic department, the football program, Champion Circle, the Big Ten Network for broadcasting tonight. And we're going to sing the victors one more time in just a moment. But when we're done, make sure you stick around, because on the video boards above us, it's going to be the highlight reel of the 2023 National Championship football season. At this time, I'm going to hand it over to the band.
there from head coach Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the entire country, everybody watching, all the fans, they got an inside look on what it is like to play for Coach Harbaugh. He's so in depth. He wants to give all that he can, not just in the classroom, not just in the football building, but outside. He wants these young men to be great men, great athletes, great students, and he has himself a national championship for Team 144.
There's a lot to take away from tonight. Great speeches by J.J. McCarthy, Blake Corum. What did you make of that?
I just loved it. I loved Blake Corum. I said earlier that I wanted to hear from him because he deserves to have the last word. He promised something, and many people don't make good on their promises. He did, and it was not only for Team 144, it was for all of Michigan, and that includes everybody you see here.
All right, well, that will wrap it up here from Michigan. Coming up next, it's Big Ten hockey with Notre Dame and Ohio State. Let's join Dan Kelly and Ben Clymer in Columbus. For Devin Gardner, I'm Brooke Fletcher. Good night from Ann Arbor.